Hello everyone and welcome back to Forge Core Gaming. I'm your host Phoenix, and Invictus is well underway with 3 new ships gracing the showroom floor, plus tons of drama surrounding hull limited ships, flight blades, new components, and the general way CIG seems to be doing things. Today we're going to be discussing a little bit of everything surrounding Invictus, plus we'll be discussing the Warbond you may or may not want to take advantage of. That's up next. Just a quick announcement before we get underway. Tonight, May 16th, I will be streaming straight from the Idris as we crew up with org members to go complete some of the new contracts and perhaps try to cash in our scripts for Wakello favors. I'm going to be live streaming a lot more frequently starting this evening as a way to get to know and grow the community that makes all of this possible. Make sure you're subscribed and click that bell icon so you're notified whenever we go live. To kick things off, we have a couple of announcements regarding Invictus. Namely, don't forget to go to the pledge store and grab your CCU chain pieces if you need or want them. And for today we have the Nautilus, normally priced at $725, on Warbond for $685, which makes for a $40 discount. Now keep in mind, this is on the lower end of the usefulness spectrum, as there simply aren't that many ships beyond the $725 price point that you can CCU to. But it can be useful if you're in the market for something like a Polaris. Now if you're looking to snag the CCU, your cheapest starter point or source would be the Perseus at $675, which means you'll be paying $10 for $50 of store value. Again, while that is a good value for dollar cost conversion, there aren't many routes to upgrade to from the Nautilus other than the Hull E, the A2 Hercules, or the Polaris from RSI. So value rating, I put this at a 9, but usefulness rating, I put it at about 5 out of 10, unless you're specifically gunning for one of those aforementioned ships. Also on Warbond, in the game packages page online, are the Duelist Invictus starter pack featuring the Aegis Avenger Titan, a ship widely regarded as the greatest starter of all time, on sale for $63.75, loaded up with 120-month insurance, 2 sets of account-bound armor, and a blue and gold livery. Purchasing now would net you a 15% savings over the base price of the Avenger Titan starter pack. In addition, a lower tier starter pack is on Warbond, that being the C8 Pisces with the blue and gold Invictus paint, 120 months of insurance, and 2 sets of account-bound armor, priced at $51, coming out to again a 15% savings. As far as starter packs goes, both of these options rank highly for me from a ship perspective, but lose some value due to the fact that they come with 10-year insurance policies rather than LTI. So overall, I rank them both a 7 out of 10 from a value standpoint. Moving on, big drama hit the showroom floor as thousands of players worldwide rushed to get their hands on the newly released flight blades. But CIG dropped a bomb on players by announcing that for the time being, flight blades would only be available in the cash shop and would be limited in application to a select few ships. The news was met with mixed reviews from the community in both news discords and the Star Citizen Reddit, where many players touted this as a clear pay-to-win advantage for those that were willing to pony up the money for what many players considered ship components. Some players refuted the claims that these were pay-to-win options with a clear advantage for pledgers, given the fact that the new ship modification components would be added to the in-game shops in just a few short months. Drop a comment though and let me know what you think of the decision made by CIG officials to put these new components behind a paywall, even if just for a limited time. In addition to the anticipated flight blades, CIG brought forth bomb racks that, similarly to the flight blades, could only be applied to a select few ships, but would serve to effectively augment or change the role of the ship in question to that of a bomber. Though in my opinion this is a fantastic concept and addition to the game, the bold move by CIG to once again lock it behind cash shop purchases for the time being created an uproar amongst backers. According to the crowds, these kinds of changes make CIG appear to be focused more on turning everything into a microtransaction, much in the way some large AAA game studios do, and bodes ill for both the future and health of the game overall. In response from CIG, a day after the new component and price unveiling, officials released the following statement. Throughout Star Citizen's evolution, one fundamental principle has remained paramount. Everything you pledge for to support our development will eventually be attainable throughout gameplay. Your contribution helps push things forward, but your time in the verse should be equally rewarded. We're pushing 11 patches this year instead of 4, we're crushing more bugs than ever, building more exciting content, moving faster than ever to make the persistent universe a better experience for everyone, and in moving that fast, we missed a step. To be clear, the new flight blades will be obtainable for AUEC in our next patch this June. We followed our usual approach by offering early access on the Pledge Store to help support development, but after some reflection, we've decided that for smaller components like flight blades or bomb racks, they should be available in-game at the same time they appear on the store. The choice has and always should be yours. If you want to support the project early, you can, but it's not required. If you own a game package, you'll be able to pick these up with in-game currency in our next monthly patch, and for future gameplay kit introductions, we'll ensure these items are obtainable in-game on day 1. Thanks to everyone who's weighed in, especially those who brought the heat constructively. This game has always been shaped by the community. Star Citizen wouldn't exist without your passion and support, or your scrutiny and feedback. We hear you, and we take it all to heart. Again, I'd like to hear your feedback on the recent changes, as a way to get a feel for the temperature of the community about this topic. So drop a comment and let me know what you think. I know what my opinion is, and I'll be publishing on that in days to come, but the drama didn't really stop there. With the quote-unquote surprise drop of the Idris during the Invictus launch, many a player rushed to the stores to see if they could get their hands on one. Following the usual format, CIG released the Hull Limited Idris in addition to the Javelin in waves beginning at 12 PM in whatever your local time zone is, and players everywhere watched in dismay as the online shop struggled to keep up with the volume. Within the first hour of release, all available forms of the Idris, both new money Warbonds and store credit, were completely sold out as fans everywhere were eager to get their hands on the long-coveted capital ship. However, angry backers took to Reddit after one of the wave releases went out 2 minutes early and nearly all of the available Idrises were scalped by bots before the scheduled release time, causing many players to leave empty-handed. With that in mind, at the time of this video's publication, 1 to 2 more waves, depending on when you're watching this, are set to release, giving a few more chances for players to get their hands on one. The times for those are midnight, which is wave 5, and that's on May 17th, and then 8 AM UTC, which is wave 6, also on May 17th. On a related note, thousands of Idrises took to the sky in their maiden voyages, leaving the player base wondering, would the servers be able to handle all the stress? And what are the implications of the newest capital ship to be released on the balance of the game overall? And these speculations run the gamut. On one end of the spectrum, you have the players that don't believe ships on the scale of the Idris should have ever been introduced as player flyable, as too much power and weight is shifted in their favor. On the other, there are some who take the stance that capital ships are the ultimate endgame experience for a space sim at this scope and scale. Arguments from both sides supporting their ideas have flooded discussions in recent weeks as leaks and trailers bombarded the news ecosystem. The truth of which, I suppose, only time will tell. And that's it for today's Invictus news brief. Remember, tomorrow, May 17th, is the start of the next round of ship sales, including potentially the Hull Limited 890 jump from Origin Jumpworks. The schedule for which, though not explicitly stated by CIG as of yet, will likely follow the same structure as the previous 2 days. Amongst Origin, you will also find manufacturers with Warbond sales from both Robert Space Industries and Argo Astronautics. Be sure to check back here tomorrow for a short value analysis of available CCU chain links, and make sure to subscribe so that you're notified when that goes live. Also, just a reminder to catch our Forge Core livestream this evening at 6 PM Eastern Standard Time as we take our Idris out for some action-packed gameplay across Stanton. As always, thank you all very much for watching, fly safe out there, and I'll see you in the verse.